Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you. All right, welcome to episode 173 of 15 Minutes of Genius. I'm your host, Alex Baer, sometimes genius, most of the time not. And we are broadcasting this. I'm in Redondo Beach. This guy over here, he's in Colorado. We'll talk more about him. But first off, make sure to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Just search for 15 Minutes of Genius on your favorite device, whether it's Android or Apple, under Apple Podcast, and you can actually give us 5 stars. That'd be huge. And this show is really about just bringing entrepreneurs and hearing their stories. That's it. So without further ado, our guest is David McLaughlin. He is the founder and CEO of Sati Soda, and not with us on the show, but here in spirit is his wife, Heather, and she is the co-owner and also CMO of Sati Soda. David, how you doing?
Hey, good. Thanks for having me, Alex. And yeah, Heather is truly the glue keeping this ship together, keeping it afloat here.
Yeah, the super glue. The super glue.
Yeah,
and requires a lot of glue.
Everyone would much rather see and hear from her, but you got me for now.
There you go. Well, you gotta, we always we talk about this offline. You have a great, among many other things, you have a great voice. And so podcasting, crowdfunding videos, right? All those things, your voice is really crystal clear. And I think that that alone is an asset right there, because you're speaking to people every day about your brand. So there you go.
I appreciate that. Maybe should have chosen a career, and maybe still will. We'll see, right? Seems like you're having fun doing this podcast. That's great.
Yeah. It's doing it for myself, but also to help out the CPG community. And you never know, man. You could be doing voiceovers. There's a writer strike going on right now. There's a lot of jobs available for voiceovers in Hollywood.
That's good.
Be like, I'm not part of SAG, dude. I'm off the streets. I'll do the voiceover for the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie or whatever.
Right. I think they call them scabs. At least growing up in Maine, when the logging, when the mills would shut down for the unions, then the scabs would go in and work. And boy, it was tension for sure.
Oh my God. It's like, and I told David this before we went live here or on the recording, that we talk about anything here. Remember New York when Uber started getting big? All the taxi drivers were like they were like lighting Uber cars on fire and like slashing tires. It's like, because they felt like their livelihood was being threatened, and people get really crazy when that happens.
Absolutely. That was probably one of the biggest disruptions in the last decade or more, right? That was a big one.
Exactly. But my kind of, again, I don't want to stereotype or be like anyone can get an opportunity anywhere, but I would see it that if you're in a category or in an industry where it's on strike or there's union issues and you can't get a job there or you're not getting paid enough, I feel there's opportunities like everywhere. Like you can do Amazon, right? You can sell items, you can buy it and then sell it. You could even do stuff on social media to make money now. So I know a blue collar worker that's in his 60s in a steel mill is not going to be able to go on Instagram, but I've seen that type of person go to a different career online and sell something and do well and make money and then have more free time. So it's
so true. And they have all that experience, right? Real world experience that they can bring to a podcast or to a product and they can do well. So you're right. It's just how you think about it, right?
Exactly. It's all just mindset or like consulting. That's like one of my really good friends. He does cybersecurity for many, many years with different companies. Yeah. He worked for, the biggest colleges in the country, right, doing their cybersecurity. And he just got let go a few times. Not his fault. He did a great job. He put everything in place. It was night and day.
Yep.
And after getting let go 3 or 4 times, he's just like, screw this. I'm gonna be a consultant where no one can let me go, and if I don't like the client, they're gone and I can go to the
Right.
next client. So it's, I think, like, knowing your own value is where you get the true power, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's
So,
guys like us in the CPG world.
and there's guys like us. So 5 minutes later, let's get to the meat on the bone here. So Sati soda, right?
Yeah.
Lot to tell about that, and we're going to go over 15 minutes for sure because we
Okay.
spent 5 minutes on
Yeah.
everything else. So the brand and the product, the
Yeah.
first place I always like to start is really the brand story and
Yeah.
what the brand really means, and then I do want to get into the climate of what's going on in the soda space right now, because you're
Okay.
basically a cleaner, better for you soda.
Yeah.
But tell us more about just the creation of the brand
Okay.
and then the name.
Okay, great. And if I may, I've been wanting to create a ready to drink for 20 plus years. I've been sober for a long time. Actually, I just crossed 31 years. August
Wow.
27th, 1992. So,
Congratulations. I'm so
hey,
very
thanks.
happy for you.
Yeah, thanks for sure. I've saved a lot of money and brain cells, right?
Yep. And
But
relationships.
because I love to drink, right? I'm always drinking. So I would be buying 5 to 10 ready to drinks a day. And I was just like, wow, I'd really like to create my own someday. And this was probably 20 years ago. And I just never I had friends in kombucha and I had friends doing the yerba mate and I had friends doing, and it just my friend started bhakti and I just saw all these things and I just couldn't find one that really gelled with me. So then when CBD came around pretty heavily about 4 or 5 years ago,
Mhm.
I investigated. It's like, what is this stuff all about? Because again, I no longer, you know, use cannabis, right? Done with all that. Long time, same, 31 years. But CBD and not being psychoactive, and then started really hearing about all the incredible results people were getting. And then I started trying it myself, and I'm like, wow, there really is. With all the stress and things going on in my life, I feel calm, I feel centered, I feel like I can I can do this. And so that's when kind of the light bulb went off. There was a few CBD beverages on the market at that time. For whatever reason, I just didn't care for them, and that's when I was like, okay, I want to create a beverage that has CBD in it that I want to drink and that I would drink multiple times a day.
Mhm.
So I'm okay with a little bit of sugar. I like clean organic products. And so that's what we hired a PhD food scientist, mutual friend of my co-founder and good long-term friend, Paul Devlin. And we hired her, and it took her 6 months to formulate Sati soda. I had a lot of that input as far as the functional ingredients that I wanted in it, along with the CBD, because mostly what I saw was just like CBD and water, sparkling water plus CBD type drinks.
Mhm.
And then we ended up calling it Sati Organics actually to start. And while we were waiting for the soda to be finished, we launched 18 other CBD products because it's 2019 and that's what people were doing. But
Mhm.
also,
Mhm.
I mean, we had a great co-packer, manufacturer making still probably the best massage oil, CBD massage oil I've ever tried, tinctures, dog sprays, things like that. But as soon as Sati soda came off the line, and we had been given it, we tested it out. We gave it to friends, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, you guys really have something here." So we truly did a good test market on it. And being in Boulder, Colorado, if you can pass the Boulder standard, like a lot of great products were born here and raised here and did extremely well, then you really kind of have something. And so we came off the line on Thursday. We did a trade show in Denver, Colorado on Friday, Saturday. It was a CBD trade show, and it was a line of people waiting to try the soda. And then we went on to win best CBD beverage, and it was pretty evident really quickly, like, this is where we need to focus all our attention. So we called it Sati. It just, and we kind of did our own dots, our umla, right? And it just kind of made it look cool. Our designer worked for Celestial Seasonings. She kind of helped put it together, and people just liked the look of it. They would actually look at the brand. They would hold the can. They're like, "Oh, that looks cool." And so we kind of wanted something that was catchy and cool. And the other thing is, what we were seeing is a lot of brands were hiding that they had CBD because it was still so, under whatever, very even more gray than it is right now. And so they'd have plus hemp in small letters or in the back of the can. We just said, you know what? If it's going to get shut down, it doesn't matter where it is on the can. So we made it big and bold. Sati CBD soda right there in your face. So from 10 feet away, you knew exactly what you were buying. And what happened, Alex, is that it piqued people's curiosity. They're like, CBD soda, right? Because they'd never even heard of it or seen anything like it before. Then they tried it. It tastes good. So they continue to buy it. And it's been a great ride. It's been almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years. October 10th is when we actually launched. 2019.
Yeah, and I love the story behind it. And then what is and where you came to be now? Yeah. What is the meaning of Sati?
Yeah, sorry, you mentioned, yeah. So Sati actually means a lot of things in different languages all around the world. But what we make it mean is, and what really it connects with us, is it means mindfulness. And I don't think we even knew going in that we've been really mindful about what we've been doing since the start, as far as the clean organic ingredients that we've been using since the beginning. We now officially, as of April, we are certified organic. I think we're the only certified organic CBD soda in the world. I don't think there's another one. And we use an organic isolate. So it's third-party tested, is absolutely zero THC. So no issues with, testing. So you've got police officers and pilots and people that just can't have any THC. And actually, it's a Colorado company that has a patented technology that doesn't use solvents to get that CBD isolate. It's pretty amazing. So we're really excited. And that kind of just came into play with us going. And then now we have our non-CBD Sati soda that's also certified organic, has all the same functional ingredients that our CBD soda has, but it's much more available to the masses because CBD has been so limiting as far as the amount of retailers that we can reach. It's still gray, Alex. It's coming. There's no doubt it is coming. I know the feds and Congress are going to put it together. They're going to figure out a way to regulate this. And then you're going to see, like you see in Sprouts and Bristol Farms and Lazy Acres, you're going to see full CBD beverage sets as you do kombucha, cold brew, all the other functional beverages on the grocery store shelf. So, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt it's coming. And it's a separate conversation, a lot of red tape to get through. Many more products out there that are, CBD is not even harmful, but there's products that are harmful that are much worse for you. And those are just legal and being sold all day. So it is what it is, but we'll get there. And the Farm Bill was a good step in the right direction. I want to go into, when you look at, you have two lines, you have the CBD, you have the non-CBD. So focusing on the non-CBD one.
Yeah.
And like you said, I want to point that out for those that missed it, that it's probably one of the few, if only, premium organic sodas that's on the market. Where do you see this going? What is your distribution strategy with it? And then, but before that, I'm going to back up. the functionality and occasion of the product as well. I think that
Yeah.
was something unique for those that didn't see it on the screen, that there's certain times of the day you drink this. This is not just a normal
Yeah.
soda. So can you go into more of the
Yeah.
functionality and why you drink it?
And we purposely did functionality with flavors. Um, for like the energy has a little bit of caffeine naturally occurring. We're not looking to compete with the energy drink, the Red Bulls and Rock Stars and Monsters of the world, right? We're not looking to compete with them. We have our energy has about a quarter cup of coffee, 20 milligrams caffeine in it, and it's naturally occurring from the yerba mate and the guayusa, the organic guayusa and yerba mate that is actually in it. So, but it is for people that don't do a lot of caffeine, they feel a lift. They really do. And what's nice about it is there's no crash. They're
Mm-hmm.
not, because there's not a bunch of other junk in there. We use 9 grams of organic cane sugar. That was the amount where it really makes it taste good without being sweet. That's what we found. And that's the feedback that we get from people. They're like, "Oh yeah, I tried these zero sugar drinks and they're so sweet." Right? Because they're just loaded with a lot of, sugar replacements and different things. And so we run it again. We wanted simple, clean, organic ingredients. So the energy, most people drink caffeine or caffeinated drinks or coffee or whatever in the morning. Doesn't mean that you can't drink it in the afternoon or in the evening before going out or whatever, but mostly it's in the morning. It's more of a morning focus, I would say, for most people. And then our clarity is no caffeine. It's ashwagandha, it's rhodiola, a couple of incredible ingredients for brain and brain function, mental
Mm-hmm.
health. It really helps cut through the brain fog, kind of that later in the day that people feel, and a lot of the feedback that we get from folks as well. That's lemon lime flavor. People are like, "Oh, it kind of reminds me of Sprite, but not nearly as sweet." So that's a compliment, because I mean, Sprite's been a big time soda flavor for a long time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then chill is for relaxation. It's got chamomile and ginger powder in it, so it's also really good for for your gut. That ginger really helps folks settle their gut, and it has a ginger flavor. And again, all our flavors are certified organic, right? Which is awesome. So for people who like ginger, they're blown away. I don't think they've had a ginger powder and a ginger flavor beverage ever before. And the feedback and actually the chill is our best seller. It's about 10-15% sells more than our other 2 flavors, which is
Interesting.
pretty even across the board, honestly. But it really, people love when, the end of the evening, you either come out of yoga class or meditation or turn on the TV and you crack a chill and you drink it down, and it is amazing that people feel much more relaxed. And now,
Yeah.
so the CBD, of course, that can help for folks too, but even with
Mm-hmm.
the chamomile is an incredible herb. I mean, chamomile tea, right? I mean, people have been drinking that forever. So we
Mm-hmm.
wanted to use real ingredients, clean, simple, organic, and people like it, and put it into a tasty soda. And just like what you said, we're not a prebiotic or a probiotic soda. Okay, there's plenty of those on the market that have just come on strong. Good for them. I love what they're doing. We're really not that. We're more of a, Alex, if you remember Blue Sky in Hanson's, right? Blue
Mm-hmm.
Sky started 1980, Santa Fe, cranked it up, sold it to Hanson's. 20 years later, Hanson's dominated the natural soda market until Coke bought them about 10 years ago. And then some unfortunate things happened, and Coke stopped making those 2 brands in 2 years ago, 2021. So what we see, Alex, is an opportunity, because a lot of these grocery stores, not just grocery stores, but they were big in the natural grocery store channels. they're just like, yeah, we haven't seen anything come in since that left.
Yep, exactly. That's
And
what I see too. I see
that's
that
what we're looking
definitely.
to do.
That's really the opportunity,
Yeah.
for sure. Really well said. And speaking of opportunity, just wanted to briefly mention on a high level your upcoming crowdfunding campaign. Can't really get into the details yet, or the terms, but we
Yeah.
can say the launch range, right? And by when we're recording this is pre-launch, but it's going to be launched it's going to be launched by the time this airs.
Yeah.
So sometime late September, early October,
Yeah.
Sati Soda is going to be launching on WeFunder,
Yes.
and it's going to be basically you can literally invest in the company, and you can get something in return. It's not just a Kickstarter where you just put money in and it's more of a GoFundMe. This is actually you get to own a part of the company, which is really cool. And so so I think it's ripe for you guys to be on there because you're growing, the product's differentiated, and now you want to get additional momentum by raising some capital here. So tell us more about the reason you're raising, just really briefly, because we're running
Yeah.
out of time.
Yeah.
And what is really the capital going to ignite for Sati?
Yep. No, thanks for that, Alex. And thank you for your help too, by the way, with this WeFunder campaign. We're really appreciative. Um,
Absolutely, most welcome. And
yeah.
thank you for that. I do crowdfunding consulting. Don't really talk it up too much on this show, but
Yeah.
appreciate the shout out, David. If you would like any information on raising on crowdfunding, make sure to direct message me or email me, alex@geniusjuice.com. I can hopefully help you raise some capital. And we are going to be posting the link in this YouTube video and also on LinkedIn directly to the Sati Soda WeFunder campaign page. And if
Right.
you don't want to click the link, or if you're listening on the road or on Apple Podcast, just Google WeFunder Sati Soda, SATI Soda, and you'll find it that way. So we'll get you there either way.
Yeah.
So, but
No.
going back to it,
Yeah. I'm really glad Naturally Boulder had you guys share your experiences and your successes with your crowdfunding, but also made it really real. And I'm getting like the amount of work that's involved to do it and do it successfully, which is what we're hoping for. Um, in the capital, and I was just at an event last night, and it's CPG is feeling it right now. I mean, there's just not the funds that have been available in the past.
yeah,
And right.
yeah,
And I don't, it doesn't matter if you're in beverage or snacks, or it's just the whole industry is really, it's a challenging time. And this happens, right? Because a few years ago, there was plenty of money flowing around, and it will come back. And so, um, I just love this concept because we have been in business for almost 4 years now. We've got, I mean, we're coming up on 1 million cans sold, right? So, I mean, there's a lot of people that have tried and liked Sati. I mean, a lot of our retailers that we started are 4 years later, they're selling us more than ever, right? So it just shows like the consumer likes what we have, which is just, I mean, that right there is really what it's about for us. Is yeah, I get to drink something that I like to drink, so I'm not having to go out, but I still buy other companies' drinks. Are you kidding me? I don't want to just drink my own. But here's an opportunity now, because let's face it, not everyone is an accredited investor, right? And has $25,000 at a minimum to invest into a company
mhm,
that they believe in, or they believe it's a great opportunity. Um, I love that this has come about, and this is fairly recent too. Crowdfunding and in general is pretty recent. For people to be able to invest in Sati for as little as $250 and actually have a piece of the company. So, as we grow is what the plan is, and that's what these funds are going to be for, right? Is for growth. And with beverage, it's an interesting animal, because the more you grow, the more capital it takes to grow and keep up with the growth is a lot
mhm,
of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't pulled the trigger on printed cans because of super high minimums, right? It really has, it's made it challenging for the smaller brands, the smaller companies. So that reduces our COGS significantly, though. We move from, just some real round numbers for you, Alex, just to give the audience a little bit of an idea. I mean, you're talking about 30 cents a can in a sleeved can, right? Compared to 15 cents a can printed can.
Mm-hmm.
The same with co-packing, right? We have multiple co-packers in the country, California, Colorado here, where we do majority of it, and then in Portland, Maine. And when you can bump up your volumes at the co-packer, of course, you get better pricing, right? It's just like buying in bulk. So 1,000-gallon run, you may be looking at 30, 35 cents,
Mm-hmm.
a can. Compared to 5,000-gallon runs, you're looking at 5 cents to 20 cents a run, right? So I apologize that Colorado sunshine just keeps beaming in the window here, Alex. So anyway, so a big chunk of the capital will go towards reducing our COGS, which increases our margins, which allows us to do a lot of other things. We haven't spent any money on marketing or advertising.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It
That's
blows, it
yeah,
blows people away.
yeah. I mean, and that's a really good sign in general for just investing in the brand and believing in the brand, where the product moves on its own without a lot of marketing. It has
Yeah,
no pun intended. It
yeah,
organically moves, and I think it's also timely. We've talked about this offline, where it's highly functional, right? You have the energy, the three flavors: energy, clarity, and chilled, three main flavors,
yeah,
and people can drink those throughout the day, whether you
yeah,
want energy in the morning, afternoon, you want clarity in the morning, afternoon, chill usually at night, but hey, maybe you need it during the day if there's something
yeah,
stressful going on. So I like the functionality of it. I like, and I think me and others both share this, liking this and sentiments, that you're not trying to be another probiotic soda or prebiotic soda. You got all those guys out there that have been doing this for 5, 6 years, and
yeah,
they've raised hundreds of millions of dollars trying to do it and are doing it.
yeah.
You're doing something different. You have the functionality, and you're really dominating that. You want to dominate that space, that space of just organic, premium, functional, and the market's growing considerably as well. The market
It,
growth is pretty immense in the functional beverage category, and also your product tastes good. I mean, that's another. Again, this is all just from the heart because I've had it. That
yeah,
the product tastes good. It's solid. You got the lemon lime flavor. There's not a lot of additives or weird shit in it.
yeah,
You don't have a ton of sweetener in it. So for all those reasons, I think it's a tremendously solid company to look at, potentially invest in. So again, make
yeah.
sure to go to the WeFunder page, check them out, see the video, look at the summary, and hopefully you agree with others that it's a great company to be a part of.
Thanks for that, Alex.
Yeah, I don't say it often, but I really love what you guys got going on, and thank you again for shouting me out as well for being a consultant advisor. And I just want to see you guys really raise the capital you need to get over that hump, because that's what it's about. It's getting
Yeah,
to those MOQs, right? Getting
yeah,
the margins up, getting your costs down, and eventually at some point you're profitable because
yeah,
you have the volume, you
yeah,
have the money behind you, and now you're just growing. The business becomes infinitely more valuable once it's
yes,
profitable, which is where you're heading.
yes. And I should just plug in there that we want to really do some strategic and smart online advertising. We found a company that does performance based, like they take a cut of the sales of online sales, and I love that. But because we're not putting money in for advertising, we're only getting maybe 10,000 views a month, and with a spend of somewhere in the 5 to 10,000 a month range, we'll probably be able to get up to the 40, 50,000 a month. And
That's
then
amazing. Yeah.
their metrics can actually start working at that. They can start working their magic when they have enough traffic. right? Again, this stuff is all over my head. I just remember what they shared with me. We're fortunate enough to have the orders come in daily, every day. And it's almost always they bought it somewhere at a store, right? And I think the last thing that I'd love to just say about plugging Sati is we wanted to make, when we were making that brand, Alex, we wanted to make it versatile. We wanted to make it so that you could find it in the grocery store, you could find it in the convenience store, but we sell to yoga studios. We sell to high-end hotels that you'll in Aspen. And then guess what? We sell to the seediest vape and head shops, with the bars on the windows.
Yeah.
I mean, but here's the cool thing about that. It makes it an unlimited marketplace. Truly. Like we can be sold anywhere, and we'll sell everywhere.
Yeah. It's always good. You got the sun and the future is bright, just like the sun on your face there. So let's get into the next segment here. But yeah, again, we'll have the link in the comments below, and all on YouTube and also on LinkedIn. So this next segment, which will be a surprise to you, I never brief my guests on this. It's called rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Rapid fire questions.
So we're gonna do this in under 2 minutes. We're going to get a little window, just like that window behind you, into who you are, right? What you like, what you don't like. What does David do when he's not co-running Sati? Is he out hiking? Is he, doing go-karts at some facility in Golden, Colorado? So let's get into that.
Yep.
And it's going to ask you 15 questions, and you can just answer them first thing that comes to your mind. Okay.
Okay.
Don't be nervous. You look a little nervous. You're like, okay, you're not. Okay.
Nervous.
You're not nervous. Okay, good. All right. Cool. All right. So you're just like, I'm not nervous. And you like chug the chill. All right. I had to throw that in there. For music, which decade is the best? The 70s, 80s, or 90s?
I love them all. I really do. I was born in 70. So my 80s were all my first concerts, but I love the 70s music. And then last 5 years of Grateful Dead tour. I mean, I got the poster on the wall. I mean, amazing last 5 years, age 20 to 25. And then of course the whole grunge scene of the 90s. I just love it. I truly love it all. If I could only listen to one, that's all I could listen to, I would probably take the 90s.
Okay, the 90s. Right. We're going to move a little faster here. So you got, as much as I love listening to you, got to move faster. All right.
Okay,
what do you do for exercise?
I love to hike and I love to surf.
Awesome. Movie you can watch an unlimited amount of times.
Oh. Hangover.
Number one, right? Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Favorite country to travel to?
Mexico.
And favorite Star Wars character?
Luke.
What is your spirit animal?
Wolf.
Do you like to drive an SUV, a coupe, or a truck?
Truck.
I figured, being in Colorado and rural area.
I just sold my Audi S6 though. It was brutal, but yes. Anyway, yeah.
For food, salty or sweet?
Oh, I like sweet.
Favorite day of the week and why?
Friday. People tend to say yes on Fridays.
Yeah, it's always any sales calls, anything like that. Leave it to Friday and not on Monday. Maybe even Wednesday, hump day. But okay, so Uber or Lyft?
My wife handles all that, but whichever one she tells us to get into. I think it's usually Uber.
Yeah, Uber's good. So greatest of all time, basketball, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, or Kobe Bryant?
MJ.
For sure. All right. And you watch movies, right? So you know some movies. So there's two. Which one do you think is better, Terminator 1 or Terminator 2?
Oh, that's been a long time. I think this is a trick question. I'm going to go with 2.
Okay. No trick question. They're both really
Oh.
good.
Okay.
But number 2, I think, is the better one.
I think so too, from what I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, just the action. So last question. Favorite fruit or drink? You're stuck on a deserted island. You cannot say genius juice and you cannot say Sati.
Yeah. Favorite drink. Oh my goodness. I love Jamaica. Jamaica water down in Mexico, the way they make it down there.
Got it. Is that the vegetable, the jicama? That's a different one, right?
No, it's Jamaica from the hibiscus flower.
Oh, okay. Got it. All right. Well, that is rapid fire questions with David McLaughlin. He is the founder and CEO of Sati Soda. Again, check out the WeFunder campaign. Check out his website or their site, satisoda.com, right?
That's right.
Cool. All right. Well, David, thank you again so much for being on our show. We got a record-breaking 36-minute episode. All good. It's like 3 episodes in one, 15 minutes of genius 3 times. But it's fun listening to the story, and congrats on our success so far. And
thank you, Alex.
Keep kicking ass out there, man.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. That bing means the end of the show. All right.
Exactly. See you, bro.
Stay genius, my friends. Impeccable timing. Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you.